On our backs, and we're going to start in partial recline. So feet planted on the ground, knees tracking up towards the ceiling or sky, wherever you happen to be. And then when you get there, just bring your hands onto your body. And go ahead and take a deep breath in. And exhale, let it out. And let's do that again. Deep breath in, fill up. And exhale, release. And one more time. Take a deep breath in. Maybe sip in a little bit more at the top. And exhale, let it out of your mouth. Go ahead and check in with the body. Just kind of notice how the body feels this afternoon, how the breath feels moving through the body. Maybe squeeze and scrunch your toes on the mat, just starting to ground. Right? Melt the sacrum down. Let your shoulder blades kind of spread out to the sides of the mat, breathing into that space there. And then let the back of the head melt down as well. Just letting the breath move through the body, softening, releasing, just kind of doing what it does intuitively. All right, the breath just knows where to go, where we need it. A couple more breaths here in this stillness. On your next inhale, you'll reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Start to roll out through your wrists, wiggle your fingers, get any of the snap, crackle, pops out. You can make fists with your hands, take some circles. You can even snap your fingers. It actually builds strength in the wrists. Yeah, maybe you should give them a little shake. Let that movement go into the arms, maybe into the shoulders a little bit. And then you'll let your arms sweep up overhead. Back of the hands touch the ground behind you. Just feel your shoulder blades lifting up off of your ribs. And then breathe into that space as you draw your arms into a goalpost shape on the ground. Again, feeling the shoulder blades move. And then let your knees fall over to the left. They'll fall in this little running man shape. You don't have to stack them. Just tugging on the hip flexors here. Nice little stretch in front of the pelvis. Come through center. Let your knees go over to the right side. Same thing, just let them fall in this little running man shape. And then we'll come right back to center and press right up into a bridge pose. Arms can stay in that goal pose shape. Right? Hips are pressing straight up. Fire on your glutes. Squeeze your legs towards each other as if you're hugging a block. You can always put one there or any other prop that you have. And then we'll lower the sacrum right back down to the mat. And again, come right back up into bridge pose. We're finding that neutral pelvis, just resetting the body, resetting the pelvis here. And go ahead and lower down one more time. And again, we'll press back up. Low bridge. Glutes are engaged. We're supporting the low back. And while you're in this low bridge, go ahead and start to lift and lower your heels. Right? You can do one at a time or both at the same time. Right? Just giving a little love to the plantar fascia underneath the foot. I'm getting into some ankle mobility, ankle strength here. Right? Just lifting and lowering. Let's do 5 more. After that 5th one, you'll bring your feet down, sacrum comes down. Go ahead and draw your left knee into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. And you'll extend the leg up towards the ceiling, roll out the ankle, wiggle the toes. Yeah, try to separate your pinky toe from the others. And then start dialing your leg in and out. Little internal, external hip rotation. And we're doing this to warm up the joint, to get the fluids going. So when we start moving and loading, the joint is supported. All right, so it's a little twisting, like you're twisting, like your leg's a corkscrew, just twisting side to side. Yeah. And then we'll come back to center. Keep that leg extended. You'll draw the left thigh down into your belly and then press the foot back up to the ceiling. Draw it down and then press. Flexion, extension of the hip here. It's like you're doing a leg press. You're really stamping your foot up. Yeah, draw down and press. Keep the sacrum down. Draw down and press. One more. We draw down and press. And then this time we'll wave the leg back and forth. So abduction, adduction of the hip. Right, so we've just done all the movements of the hip here. Just wave the leg back and forth. Don't go too fast, right? Try to be slow. Yeah, one more time. We'll sway the leg out. And this time we'll bring our left ankle to cross over our right thigh. Little figure 4 shape here in the legs. And you're just going to let your left foot fall to your right side. Another little twist here. You can extend the left arm out. You can keep that goalpost shape in the arm. And just breathe into your low ribs in the back as you press your left knee forward. So you're pressing the ankle against the right thigh. Just another breath here. And then we come back to center. Reset, bridge pose. Plant the feet, press up. And then go ahead and lower the sacrum back down to the mat. Right leg lifts up this time. Roll out your ankle, wiggle the toes. Try to spread them apart. And then we start that internal, external hip rotation, right? So the leg is twisting in to the left, out to the right. Right, just getting our femur bone moving around in the hip joint. And getting that joint ready for load. Yep, turn in and out, in and out. One more swipe side to side. We meet back in center with that leg long still, and then the right thigh draws down into the belly. Push the foot back up to the sky. Draw it down, and then press. Right? And this little leg press, flexion, extension of the hip. Maybe take notice of the difference. Maybe one thigh went down closer to your belly than the other. It's okay, right? That's why we're doing this. Right? Flexion, extension. One more time, we press up, and then we wave our legs side to side. Abduction, adduction. Right, so adduction is the movement in, abduction is the movement out. It's a lateral movement. A couple more. Next time the leg goes out, we bring the right ankle to cross over the left thigh, press the right knee away. And that little resistance, a little stretch for the hip flexor. And then you let your right leg fall over to your left side for a twist. Just a couple breaths here. Breathe into your ribs and your low back. Kind of direct the breath back there. Get into that attic space. Right knee is pressing forward, so that leg is pressing against the left thigh. And then we come right back to center. Plant your feet, bridge pose, press up. All right, go ahead and grab your block or your book or your pillow, whatever you want to use. We're going to place that right between our thighs. You're going to hover your legs, knees stacked over the hips, and the ankles are in line with the knees. And you're going to put that block or whatever you're using as a prop in between the thighs, and you're going to squeeze in. Hands interlaced behind the back of the head. On an exhale, we lift up. Elbows draw forward. Shoulder blades come off the mat. Inhale, lower, back down. Exhale, lift up. Elbows draw forward. Shoulder blades lift. Inhale, lower, back down. Exhale, we lift up. Take a slight turn to the left and extend your right arm in front of your left leg. That left elbow can stay reaching forward, but your shoulder blades off the mat. So if it collapsed down, lift it back up. And then we come right back down. Exhale, we lift up. Elbows draw forward. Slight turn to the right. Same thing. Left arm extends in front of the right leg. Keep your right shoulder blade lifted. And then release on an inhale. Exhale, we lift up. Elbows draw forward, slight turn to the left, right arm extends in front of the left leg. And then go ahead and reach your left arm out to meet it, interlace your fingers. Knees are still stacked over the hips here and you're still squeezing that block, lifting that left shoulder. We're getting into these abdominals, the upper, a little bit of the obliques here with the slight twist. And then we come right back down. Exhale, come on up. Elbows draw forward, slight turn to the right. Left arm extends in front of the right leg. Right arm is going out to meet it. Interlace your fingers to help you keep the right shoulder blade off the mat. Reach forward. Squeeze the block. And release on an inhale. Exhale, we lift up. Elbows draw forward, slight turn to the left. Right arm extends in front of the left leg. Left arm reaches out to meet it. And then go ahead and lift the left leg up towards the ceiling. Right, you're really lifting your shoulder blades off the mat here. And then reset, come back down. Exhale, lift up, elbows draw forward. We take that slight turn to the right. Left arm is reaching in front of the right leg. Right arm reaches out to meet it. Interlace your hands. Right, we're using these arms together to keep the shoulder blade lifted, but also so we don't crank on the neck with our hands. Squeeze the block. Extend the right foot up towards the ceiling. Push the sacrum down. Press the breath out. Okay, go ahead and lower back down. Okay, exhale, we lift up, elbows draw forward, slight turn to the left, right arm extends in front of the left leg. Left arm reaches out to meet it. We're gonna extend the left foot up to the ceiling or the sky. And then you're gonna let both legs hover down. So the right foot's gonna hover towards the mat. Squeeze that block. And then bring the legs back up. Keep lifting the left shoulder blade up. Lower the legs to hover, right? Getting those low abdominals, the deep transverse. Lift back up. Legs come down. Just a little hover. The foot's hovering over the mat. Legs come back up, and you're still lifting here, reaching those fingers over to the left side of the legs. Shoulder blades are hovering. We do 3 more. We lower down and lift. Lower. Lift up. And lower. And lift and reset. Take a breath in. Exhale, we lift up. Elbows draw forward, slight turn to the right. Left arm extends in front of the right leg. Right arm is reaching out. Interlace your fingers. Extend the right leg up to the ceiling. And then we bring the left foot down to hover so the legs move together. Squeeze the block. And then lift the leg back up. Keep that right shoulder blade off the mat. Lower the legs. And lift. Lower the legs. And lift. Lower. And lift. This is about the time where I always say in class, if you feel nauseous, that's how you know you're doing these right? We're isolating those abdominals. Go ahead and lower and lift. 3 more. We lower. Lift up. Lower. Shoulder blades still off the mat. Lift. 1 more. We lower. Lift up. And then come back down. Get rid of the block. Press your feet into the mat. Press up. Little bridge pose. Neutral pelvis. Go ahead and lower back down. Draw your knees into your chest. Take a couple of rock and rolls. We're going to meet on all fours. A couple of cat crawls around on the mat here. All right, just crawl around. Take some movement before you move through any cat cows. All right, we're just kind of waking up the whole body. Barrel rolls through the hips. You can dip the shoulders. Maybe wag the legs side to side a couple times. You can extend one leg back as you do that. And then when you're ready, we'll move through some cat-cows. Inhale, cow pose, squeeze your shoulder blades in. Knees are stacked under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. Exhale to your cat. Really make some space between your shoulder blades. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale to your cat. All right, change the direction of your hands. Let your fingers face east and west. Right, out to the sides, move through a couple cat-cows here, right? Notice how the breath kind of changes as we start changing the shape in the body, and the breath moves and manipulates itself. Yeah. Next round, let the fingertips go back towards your legs, slight bend in the arms, and move through your cat-cows this way. Maybe you tuck or untuck your toes depending on what you normally do. Really press the back of the heart up through the shoulder blades. Let's take 2 more rounds. And we'll meet back in center. Come into your neutral pelvis, somewhere in between those cat-cows. Long spine, reach the crown of the head forward, tuck your toes. We'll press our hips straight up, downward facing dog. You can pedal it out a little bit here if you want. Just kind of walk it out. Yeah, and then go ahead and lift your heels, step or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up tall, reach up. Maybe goalpost through the arms, lift the heart up, a little press forward to the elbows. Exhale, hinge and fold over your legs. Halfway lengthen. Plant your hands, step or jump back to plank pose. We're going to lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Draw the shoulders back, hips forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do one more sun A. Go ahead and lift your heels. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, root through the feet. Really reach. Lift the shoulder blades off the ribs. Goalpost through your arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Halfway lift. Plant your hands. We step back to plank pose. You can always take these chaturangas on your knees. Lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And take a breath in. Exhale, let it out. Go ahead and lift the left leg up. Bend your knee, open up through your hip. Take some movement here, right? Some big circles. Getting a little bit more of that internal, external hip rotation. Maybe you want to wag the leg side to side, a little more abduction, adduction. Yeah, just get into some movement. If you took some circles, go ahead and reverse them. And then we'll straighten our left leg, square our hips, left knee, left elbow, cat through the back as you tap the elbow or the tricep, three-legged dog. Left knee over to the right elbow or tricep, fall in triangle, extend your leg out, keep the glutes engaged and open up through the chest here, a little back bend. We'll come into cheetah pose. Left knee pulls into your chest, cat through the back. And then you're gonna just shoot your leg straight back, one-legged plank. We lower, one-legged chaturanga. Come right back into that cheetah pose. Pull it in and up. Then extend the leg straight back, one-legged plank. We lower halfway. Press right back up. Cheetah, hug it in. Left leg goes up to the sky, three-legged dog. We'll come right back through a cheetah. Draw the left knee into your chest so you can step forward into your supported warrior three. Long spine. Reach the crown of the head forward. Hands can be down on the mat or on blocks. You can also just lift them up, right? Bring them into your heart space. Draw your right toes down. One more breath. Stork pose. Right knee's going to draw up into your chest. And then we'll go ahead and extend our right leg to the front. And then bring it back in for stork. You're going to open the leg out to the side and then come into a little kundalini squat. Bend into that left leg. And then come right back up. Right knee goes out to the side. Pull it back in. Extend the leg forward. Again, draw it in for stork. Open that right knee out to the side. Come into a kundalini squat. And then we'll come right back up. Right knee out to the side. Come in through stork. Go ahead and extend your leg back towards the front of the room. And then pendulum swing back into warrior three. Long spine. T-shape in the body. And we'll step back, warrior two. Peaceful warrior, reach up and back. And then go ahead and bring your hands back down to the mat. Low twisted lunge, right hand plants, left fingertips reach up. Squeeze the thighs towards each other. And then you're going to pull that right knee into your chest, little standing cheetah. Hug it in, and then step back. Hug it in, and step back. One more time, we hug it in, and then just extend the leg back. Revolved half moon. Right? Lifting from the right heel, the right glute, and the left fingertips. Another breath. And we'll come into a kundalini squat this time. You're going to come down and have a seat, face the left side of your mat. Left leg goes out, left hand plants behind you. Use the right ball of the foot to press you up. Wild thing. Nice diagonal stretch across the body and a back bend at the same time so the glutes are fired on. And then go ahead and lower right back down. We'll bring that left leg back up to the top of the mat, half moon. Great place to grab a block here. I like my block on the highest setting when I use it in half moon. And then your right fingertips reach up, your pelvis is facing towards the right. So try to draw that right hip back. Left foot is dialing down into the left. One more breath. And we'll go ahead and step back, nice and controlled, warrior two. Peaceful warrior, reach up and back. Side angle just for an exhale, we drop in. Come right back, peaceful warrior. Go ahead and bring your hands down to the mat. We're going to float that leg into a one-legged plank. And then you're going to lower all the way down to the belly. Left foot's going to step behind you for wild things. So it's the other leg, right? Lift up. We come right back into a one-legged plank. So roll over. Lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog on your exhale. And go ahead and take a deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Right leg lifts up this time. We bend our knee, open up the hip. Take some movement on this side. It can be totally different. Doesn't have to look the same. Right? Notice how this hip feels compared to the other one. Yeah. If you're taking circles, go ahead and reverse them. And then we'll straighten out the leg, square the hip. Right knee over to your right elbow or tricep. Cat through the back. Grip the mat. Push it away. Three-legged dog. Right knee to your left tricep. Try to tap it. And then extend the leg out. Fallen triangle. Open up through the chest. You can lean back. Keep those glutes on. We meet in cheetah pose. The right knee hugs into the chest. Cat through the back. And then we're just shooting the leg straight back, one-legged plank. And then we lower, one-legged chaturanga. Press back up. Come back into cheetah, cat through the back. And again, extend the leg straight back. Lower halfway. Press back up, come back through cheetah. And then it's three-legged dog. Come back in through a cheetah so we can step to the top of the mat, supported warrior three. You can always just bring the hands up, warrior three. Find that long spine. Another breath. And then we rise up, stork pose. Left knee draws up into your chest. Hands anywhere that helps you with balance during this little piece here. Right, so extend the left leg forward. Bring it back in for stork. And you're opening up the knee to the side, and then it's kundalini squat. So you're shifting the knee to kiss behind the back of the right leg. Right? And then come back up. Hands can always come down if you need them. Bring it back to stork. Extend the leg forward. Bring it back in. Open the knee out to the side, kundalini squat. All right, working on all rotations of the hip and balance. Open back up. Come back forward. Extend the leg. And then we pendulum swing into warrior three. So let that left leg just hinge at the right hip. Hands anywhere that helps you here. And then we step back, warrior two. Peaceful warrior, reach up and back, keep the bend in the front leg, and then we cartwheel our hands down, low twisted lunge, so you're just pivoting on the back foot. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Yeah. And then right here, left knee draws into the chest, little cheetah. Extend the leg back. Bring it in, and extend. Bring it in, extend it back. One more time, we bring it in, little kundalini, and you're gonna have a seat facing the long edge of the right side of your mat. Right leg goes out, right hand plants behind you. The left foot is what presses you up for wild thing. Right, find that length through the body. Keep your glutes on. Abdominals are squeezing in towards the center. Right, protecting the spine here. And then go ahead and lower right back down. Bring your right foot back to the top of the mat. Grab a block. We're going right into half moon. Right, and again, your choice if you're using the prop. We're drawing the left hip back. We're dialing the right foot down into the right. This energetic dial. Left fingertips can reach up. Yeah. 2 more breaths. Push through your left heel. Nice and slow, we step back, warrior two. Peaceful warrior, reach up and back, side angle, it's just an exhale. Stay engaged in the muscles here as we float through this little dance. Come right back, peaceful warrior. Cartwheel your hands down to the mat. We're going to come into that one-legged plank. So that right leg just shoots back. And then we're lowering all the way down to the belly, nice and slow. When you get there, the right foot steps behind your left leg. Wild thing, press up. And then we roll into our one-legged plank, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog on your exhale. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it out. Yeah, let's do that again. Deep breath in, and maybe a lion's breath out. Stick out your tongue and just let it go. All right, left leg's gonna lift up. Bend your knee, open up through your hip, flip your dog. You're gonna step the foot behind you, make a number 11 with your feet. All 10 toes face the back towards your mat. Press the hips up. Squeeze your glutes. Left fingertips can reach to the front of the mat. Another breath. Lower the hips so you can flip yourself back over. Three-legged dog is where we meet. All right, left knee, left tricep or elbow. And then you're gonna bend your arms when you get it there. Press right back up, three-legged dog. Left knee over to the right elbow or tricep, bend your arms, then extend your leg out. Dancing warrior, you're gonna hover that leg. If you've got a bind in your practice, you're grabbing the pinky toe side of your foot or your big toe, extending the leg, looking underneath your right armpit. Keep those glutes on, they're supporting your low back here. Another breath. We'll come into cheetah pose, hug it in. All right, extend the leg straight back, one-legged plank. We lower halfway. Press right back up, cheetah, cat through the back. One-legged plank, we shoot it back, lower halfway, chaturanga. Press right back up, come into that cheetah, and then it's three-legged dog. Okay, come back through cheetah as we step to the top of the mat, warrior three. All right, find your balance. Long spine. Stork pose. Right knee's gonna draw up into your chest. Find that flexion in the hip. Then you're gonna extend the leg forward. Bring it back in for stork. Open the knee out to the side. We come into that kundalini squat. So second pass on this. Yeah, come back up. Knee comes forward. Extend the leg. Bring it back in for stork. Open out to the side. Come into your kundalini squat. Hug it in. Open back up. Bring the knee back in for stork. Extend your leg here. And just keep your leg lifted and then take a little twist to the right. Nice and slow. Little twist from the rib cage. Try to keep lifting that leg without binding it. Lifting from the toes. Another breath. You can open the arms to wings here if you want. And then we'll bring the arms back forward as you pendulum swing that leg into warrior three. So you're hinging, right? Moving the hip. Yeah. Step back, warrior two. Peaceful warrior, reach up and back. And then bring your hands down to the mat, low twisted lunge. So right hand plants, left fingertips reach up. Yeah, and there's that cheetah, right knee comes in. And extend the leg back. Right knee comes in and extend. Right leg comes in, and then this time you extend it back, revolved half moon. I just realized I forgot this on the other side, so we're gonna hold it longer when we get there. Yeah. All right, and you can stay right here. If you wanna play a little bit, you could take a bind, left hand can reach back, grab for your right foot, come into a revolved bound half moon. I'm gonna bring that right arm up maybe, start to kick into the hand. Your other option is you can grab a hold of the pinky toe side of your right foot. If you want to play around with baby grasshopper, you'll walk your right hand out to the side a little bit, to the right. And then you're going to extend your right leg as you slide down your left calf muscle. And you're coming to this little hover. Your face is close to the ground. But once you get down, you got to come back up. So press into your left foot and your right hand. Press up, bend your right leg as you get to the calf muscle. Yeah, and we come right back up. Yeah, go ahead and just step back. And we'll meet in warrior two. We'll just pivot around here. Yeah. Peaceful warrior, reach up and back. And we're going to come into half moon a different way. So we're hinging at the left hip. Slide that right leg forward and open up. Again, you can grab a block here if you want it. Keep a slight bend in that left leg. All right, we're going to move through some stuff here. So we're going to square our hip, kundalini squat. And then you're coming right back up into half moon. Right, so it's opening and closing of the hip, kundalini squat, square the hips and close. Open back up, half moon. A block here is great. Yep, again, kundalini squat, come down. Open right back up, half moon. One more time, kundalini squat. Half moon, we open up. Yeah, this time we come back into kundalini squat and we have our seat facing the left side of our mat. Left leg extends out, left hand plants behind us. Come right into your wild thing, press up. And go ahead and lower back down. Left foot back to the top of the mat. You can come through another half moon here. Maybe you take a bind this time. Maybe you bend the right leg, reach back, grab for your foot, your ankle, your heel. Kicking into the hand, using the block to help support you so you can find the alignment in your body here. Keep the pelvis facing to the right. One more breath. And then we slowly release, step back, warrior two. Peaceful warrior, reach up and back. Side angle just for an exhale. Come right back, peaceful warrior. And then one more time, side angle. We're going to stay here just a few breaths. Press your left arm in front of the left leg and press the knee back. If the knee's buckling in, press it back. Spiral the chest up, maybe look up. Stay nice and strong in the arms and the legs. You're melting the blade edge of the right foot down. One more breath. All right, we come back into peaceful warrior, reach up and back. Bring your hands down to the mat. We're going to come back into three-legged dog this time. I'm going to give you an opportunity to play with flying scissors or flying crow if it's in your practice, because it's an arm balance and I can't help myself. I love them. Okay, so left knee. If you want to play with flying scissors, left knee is going to come out to the left tricep. Bend your arms, extend that leg out. You're hovering on that left arm. It's a little shelf. And then maybe you lift the right leg. Push into your hands. This is a great place for blocks. Let me grab the blocks. Yep, same thing. Left knee over to the left tricep, cat through the back, make some space, bend the arms, extend the leg, and hover. It's like a little seesaw. Look forward or look at your left foot. And then we'll come back. For those of you who want to try flying crow, maybe shorten your down dog stance a little bit. And same thing, you're catting through your back. The left knee's coming to the left tricep. And then you're looking forward, crow arms or chaturanga arms. Bend the arms. And then sweep the right leg up. Squeeze into the midline. We'll meet in a one-legged plank. Go ahead and lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog on your exhale. Whew, take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it out. Let's go ahead and do that again. Deep breath in, fill up. Exhale, release. Right leg lifts up, bend your knee, open up through your hip. Go ahead and flip your dog. You're making that number 11 with the feet. Hips press up, squeeze your glutes, find some length. Don't let go of that glute engagement, right? You're supporting the low back and the back bends with that. Lower the hips a little bit to come back, three-legged dog. Okay, right knee, right elbow. Right, so we're getting it there, or maybe to the tricep, bend your arm. It's that little teaser for flying scissors or flying crow. Right leg extends back. Right knee over to your left elbow. Same thing, bend the arms and then shoot the leg out. Try to keep it hovering. If you've got a bind in your practice, you're grabbing your toe or the pinky side edge of your foot. Look underneath your left armpit. Keep pressing the hips forward. Squeeze your glutes. Cheetah pose is where we come in. Yeah, shoot the legs straight back. We lower one-legged plank. Or one-legged chaturanga. Press back up, one-legged plank. Come into your cheetah. Yeah, again, extend the leg back. We lower halfway. Press back up, cheetah. Three-legged dog is where we meet. All right, right knee's gonna hug into the chest as we step forward into our warrior three. All right, supported or not, it's your choice. Long spine. Maybe you draw the hands up into the heart space to help you find balance here in this shape. One more breath. And then we come into stork pose. Left knee draws up into your chest. Root down through the right foot. Extend the leg to the front of the room. Bring it back in. We open out to the side. Here's your little kundalini squat. Come on down. Working on that balance and hip rotation. Left knee goes out. Pull it back in. Extend the leg. Again, stork pose. Open the knee out to the side. Come into your kundalini squat. Yep. One more time. We come back up. Stork pose. Extend the leg. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist to the left. And find your drishti. Like find something to look through. Right? Something that's not moving. Right? Keep lifting from that left pinky toe. It's just this little twist from the sternum. It's okay if you're not in this full twist, right? We're just playing with balance and building some strength in the hip flexors. One more breath. As we come back forward, we pendulum swing that leg into warrior three. We'll go ahead and step back, warrior two. Right, peaceful warrior, reach up and back. And then we come into our low twisted lunge. So the pivot on the back hand, our back foot, left hand plants down, right fingertips reach up. And then left knee draws into the chest. And we extend it back. And draw it in. And extend back. Draw it in. This time when we extend back, we keep the leg lifted. We're going to stay here a couple breaths since I owe you this. Yeah, so lifting from that heel, revolved half moon. And again, you have options to play here. You can bend the left leg, reach back with your right hand, grab the big toe, mound side, and you're kicking into your hand, and your right shoulder is externally rotating. It's this little draw back, and then you're hinging from the hips to maybe lift up. And if you're playing with baby grasshopper, you're gonna stay low in this little kundalini, grab the pinky toe side of your foot, and then your left hand goes out to the side. Maybe it's even off of your mat. And you have to let your hips drop. Trust, you're coming to the floor, but you've got it. Extend that left leg, slide it down your calf muscle. You're hovering over the mat. And you gotta come back up though. So press into your right hand, left foot, bend that leg when you get to your calf muscle, and you come right back in. We'll go ahead and step back, warrior two. Peaceful warrior, reach up and back, and we come into half moon from above. Right, so hinge forward, maybe slide that left leg forward, hinging at the right hip. Left hip is drawing back. Maybe extend the arms. Maybe you have your hand on a block. Maybe change your gaze. Push through your left heel, one more breath. And we'll step back, warrior two. Peaceful warrior, reach up and back. We'll bring the hands back down to the mat. Come back into kundalini squat. Left knee hugs in. You're going to have a seat facing the right side of your mat. Right leg goes out. Right hand plants behind you for wild thing. Press up. And then go ahead and come right back down. We'll bring the right foot back to the top of the mat. Half moon. So here we'll get that little dance in between half moon and kundalini. All right, so square the hips, kundalini squat. Open up half moon. Kundalini squat, square it in. Open up the hips, half moon. Maybe use your arms to help you here. Kundalini squat. You can always have your right hand on the block. Open up half moon. One more time, kundalini squat. We'll open up half moon opportunity. If you want to take a bind here, you can bend that left leg, reach back, grab for your foot, keeping your pelvis facing towards the left, right? Right, and know that the bind is not important if you're sacrificing the shape in half moon, right? The bind is just like frosting on that cupcake. Maybe the extra frosting, right? Another breath. You'll release that leg, step back, warrior two. Peaceful warrior, reach up and back. Side angle just for the exhale, right? Keeping that muscular engagement. Come right back, peaceful warrior. And here's your side angle hold. Right, just a few breaths here, working on the mechanics of the shape. Open the arms up. You're turning the torso, the sternum up towards the ceiling or sky. You're melting the blade edge of the left foot down, keeping that 90-degree bend in the right leg, pressing your right arm against the right knee, pressing it out. Keep those glutes on. Abdominals are hugging in. One more breath. Peaceful warrior, reach up and back. Bring your hands back down to the mat, and we come back into three-legged dog. So here's our opportunity to play with flying scissors or flying crow. Grab your blocks if you want them. I love blocks for arm balances because they bring the ground a little bit closer, but they also give you more height so you can play with things, especially transitions through arm balances. So if you want flying scissors, you're going to come in, right knee, right tricep, cat through the back. And as you bend the arms, the right leg goes out. You're making a shelf for that right leg. And then the left leg will probably just float up, right? It's chaturanga arms. You're hugging them in to your rib cage. And you'll come back out. If you want to play with flying crow on this side, shorten your down dog. And then same thing, you're catting through the back. Bend the arms, it's chaturanga arms. Elbows go back towards you. Get the right knee on the back of the tricep, and then float the leg. And that core work we did in the beginning, this is why. Yeah. Breathe. We'll meet in a one-legged plank. Lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Exhale, lion's breath out, stick out your tongue. Child's pose, big toes together, knees nice and wide. You can extend your arms out if you want, or bring them back and grab for your shins or your ankles, just taking the shoulders out of flexion. And then you'll just rock side to side on your third eye and your shins a little bit. Just a few breaths here. And you'll start to crawl yourself up and just cross your legs behind you. Come to have a seat. Extend the legs out. Maybe just give them a little shake. Maybe you just pat your legs, right? Pat the outside of the legs going down and then come up through the inside, right? Just waking up the fascia. Yeah. And then we'll reach our arms up. And just for transition, we're going to hinge forward and fold. And then nice and slow, roll yourself all the way down to your back. And when you get there, draw your knees into your chest. Give them a little squeeze. And then go ahead and float your legs up for waterfall. If there's a different inversion you'd like to take, wheel pose, bridge pose, shoulder stand, happy baby. If you want to flip around and get on your head, please do that. Right. Maybe roll out your toes and your feet. Or just getting the blood to circulate through the body a different way, just letting the oxygen reach everywhere. Right. And you're letting your toes get light here and letting the heaviness all sink down into the hips, into the sacrum. It's a nice little release for your low back. If you went up into shoulder stand, you'll start to make your way through plow pose. Be keeping your fingers on your low back, just as a little like feedback, just keeping that support there, even if your toes touch the ground, right? And you'll come out in through death bands. We're all gonna meet in happy baby. If you're not there already, go ahead and bend your legs, knees out towards the ribs, grab a hold of your feet, your toes, just rock yourself side to side a couple times. And then we'll extend the legs back up. Take your left ankle, cross it over your right thigh, come into reclined pigeon. Left knee pressing away, right knee drawing in. Right, keep the sacrum down. And just notice if you really arch through your back, I do. So bring it back down, right? Bring the ribs back down to the mat. Just come into the natural arch in your back. And you're pressing the left knee away, right knee's drawing forward. If you've got your hands on your right thigh, try not to use the hands to pull the leg through. They can be there, again, just for feedback and support, but let the muscles around the joint do the work, right? The muscles around the hip. Another breath. And then you'll bring the right foot down to the mat. Left foot falls to your right side for a twist. Same twist that we did in the beginning. Press the left knee forward. Breathe into your low back at your ribs. One more breath. And we'll come back to center. Float the legs back up. We'll set up reclined pigeon on the other side. Right ankle crosses over your left thigh. Right knee presses away as the left draws in. And yeah, and again, notice, did you arch in your back? I did. So I put my ribs back down on the mat. Just come into my natural arch. I'm pressing my sacrum down. Right knee is pressing forward. Left knee is pulling in, little resistance. I like to flex through my feet just to keep the muscular engagement of my legs on, right? Another breath. And the left foot comes down to the mat, right foot falls over to the left side for that twist. Right, pressing the right knee forward so the leg is pressing against the left thigh. This kind of lights up the IT band a little bit. It gives a nice extra stretch into that hip flexor. One more breath. And you'll make your way back to center. Go ahead, draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze and a couple of kisses. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, let it go, Shavasana. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana a little bit longer, please do. Otherwise, you'll start to introduce some movement back to your body. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. And then when you're ready, just go ahead and roll over to your least favorite side. Just draw the knees in, come into that fetal position. And just coming to your least favorite side. I'm just taking a few breaths here, just to notice how the body feels, how the breath feels moving through the body now. Maybe notice of what the breath has let go, what it's released through the body, maybe what's softened. And then when you're ready, we'll all meet in a comfortable seat. Bring your hands into your heart space. And we'll take one last deep breath in. And exhale, let it out. Thumbs to your third eye. May this practice fill your heart with peace and love, and may deepen your connection with your body and with your breath. Namaste.